Hi, this morning I'm here in my unfinished extension. It's getting more and more finished every day. So I'm crouching down a bit. I want to talk to you today about Celeriac. Now, this is Celeriac. You may have seen it in all these various supermarkets, the size of a small football. Well, you can eat them when they're apple size. So you don't have to wait until they're enormous, and besides, sometimes they never get enormous. They are really, really useful. First, they're one of the weird veg you can have during the winter. That isn't a carrot or a parsnip or a Brussels sprout. You can have them in salads, you grate them, you can make coleslaw out of them, especially with coleslaw with parsnips is a good root coleslaw, which is absolutely fantastic. They keep well. Dig them up at the beginning of the winter, put them in a box, put them in the shed, keep them damp, and you can pick them and collect them and cook them anytime you want. Really, really useful, great in a stew, and they're not difficult, they're not exotic, and they grow quite happily. So if you can see what I've got here, now I've got two pieces of newspaper. There we go, and I'm going to alter the screen down so you can see what I'm doing, which is always a nasty trick to do. Sorry about this. There you go. Right. You can see what I'm doing. This is a page of newspaper, just torn in half. When it's torn in half, I just want one piece of paper, and I want to take about 2 centimetres, 1 inch, and fold it down like that. Yep. Nice hard crease, and open it back up again. I usually like to measure these all at the same height, so make sure you've got your pot exactly where you've got the last one, so that way all your pots are the same size. So I'm going to put it just about there and just roll it up. You've seen me do this before, really is easy. And then scrunch up the ends, scrunch them up, don't have to be neat. Take the pot out. Now here's the only tricky bit of the whole lot. You've got to poke the paper inside the pot you've just made there, so it looks like a little pocket, and there, not too bad. And then there's your pot. You can fill that with compost, and then make sure it's nice and firm and there's no air pockets in it. And then when you plant the plants, when they grow out the top, you leave the paper on the plant. So you just plant the paper. The roots will go through and everything. And eventually you'll end up with a seed tray like that, all full of compost. So my kids have been having a go, and some of them are a little bit uneven in size, but they've been learning. So that's the great thing about it. When you get good at it, all your pots are the same size and everything. It's quite strong. If you've got a plant that needs to stay in there for a lot longer, then you can always use the Sunday magazines, which are just as useful, a little bit more long lasting. The seeds on these, if you can see on these, this is a F1 hybrid, and this one's called Asterix, so I'm guessing it's French. It's meant to be a really, really good one. So I spent a bit of extra money. That was £2 for 50 seeds, which I balk at a bit. That's quite expensive. However, it's meant to be quite a good one, and you want to try and get 1 seed in each pot. Now these are dust-like seeds, and it's very, very difficult. However, if you do get 2 seeds in one pot, it's quite easy when they're just 2 leaf stage to pick one up and put it in an empty pot. So you can eventually fill them all up with little seedlings. When they grow to about 5 to 7 leaves, then you start to plant them out, about Aprilish, and then they should be good, strong growing plants. They're quite tolerant of everything. They like moister soil rather than drier soil. They get a little bit bigger, a little bit quicker. Dry soil, they just stand still. Celeriac is well worth growing rather than celery. It tastes the same. However, I live in Northamptonshire and we have slugs and snails, and they will demolish celery. However, they never seem to like celeriac, and it's well worth growing. Okay, Well, you'll see it as we go on. I'll keep taking lots of pictures and you'll see it as the plants grow. But this is a really good way of doing it for relatively little money, because after all, these newspapers don't cost you anything. You can always find somebody who can donate you a newspaper. And to grow the little plants and then put them straight in, they have no setbacks. If they're in sixes, in units, in trays, they're always going to get a setback because you damage roots when you transplant them. However, if you do it like this, you damage nothing. And also, if you have a tray without holes in the bottom, you can't really see it on this one, but you can just water it nice and easily. All you do is water it and let the water soak up. So they're really low maintenance. Have a go at this. It's quite easy and it's really quite relaxing. And you make these in all sorts of sizes. So we'll have a look later. We're doing these with tomato plants because that's another useful one. Anyway, it's Vince here from This Grow Joe, signing out. See you again. Bye.